NFTs could be the key to unlocking a full-time income as a musician, but what are they and how can you be successful? Let's talk about it. What's up guys, Brandon here from KDMR Music, the channel making you a more successful musician through videos about music marketing, music strategy, and emerging technologies just like this one. If you're interested in that type of content, consider hitting the subscribe button. Now, today we're talking about NFTs, and specifically how musicians are using NFTs to build full-time sustainable careers. It's really interesting, right? Because my whole goal with this channel is to help you go full-time with your music. You might not want to be the biggest star in the world, but you definitely want to be able to pay your bills. Real estate's going up, rent prices are going up. You don't want to get left behind being a starving artist, right? And so with emerging technologies and the emergence of Web3, cryptocurrency, the metaverse, NFTs, these types of things are really creating an opportunity for a lot of musicians to make a lot of money. In fact, in 2021, $83 million was generated from music-related NFTs. And over 70% of the artists who benefit from that were independent artists. That's an amazing statistic. And that means there's a lot of movement in this area. So today we're going to talk about what NFTs are, what some strategies you can use to be successful, and we're going to talk about some artists who are actually doing it and making it happen right now. Now, before we get into it, I have to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Koji. You've heard me talk about Koji before. They are the best link in bio tool for musicians. And they actually make it super easy for you to connect with and engage with your audience without ever leaving your social media platforms. Now, Koji's got a bunch of tools to help you incorporate Web3, crypto, and NFTs into your daily online presence. And we're going to talk about those a little bit later. But if you want to go ahead and get started, use the link in the description below to create your Koji profile. So let's talk about what NFTs are. Now I'm going to make this a super simple definition. If you want to look into it more, feel free to do as much research as you would like. Now, NFTs are basically like digital collectible assets that are purchased via the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum is a type of cryptocurrency, and the blockchain is like a record or a ledger of transactions. Now, NFTs are purchased very similarly to like fine art, right? With the hopes that they will be appreciated, right? The value is going to rise and then you could resell them later. Now, one thing that's different between an NFT and like real world art, like a Picasso painting, for example, is when you sell an NFT, or when you mint an NFT, you could actually choose to hold back a percentage and receive that as a royalty every time that NFT is resold. So as much as it appreciates, it's not just creating value for the person who bought it from you, but it's creating value for you as well. So that's super awesome. Now, like I said, there are a lot of musicians using NFTs to build full-time incomes, right? According to this article that I'm going to link in the description below from Bloomberg, an artist named Iman Europe is one of the artists at the forefront of this revolution. She went from making $300 on Spotify every month to making about $60,000 in the span of just under 6 months. That's insane. That type of revenue can really change your life and change your career for the better. And it's not just big artists like her, or it's not just early adopters like her. Even an artist that I work with named Pat Jr., he just minted his first NFTs and already has bids. And so his first NFT project is going to bring him in over 4 figures. That is insane. Like, that's a lot of money that you can use to help further your career, to buy new equipment, to pay your bills, to fund a tour, right? So there's a lot of potential in this market, but there's definitely some things that you got to know in order to really capitalize on it. Now, before we get into those, I have to give another shout out to our sponsor, Koji. Now, I told you guys that Koji is making Web3 more accessible for musicians, and they're making it so that you can interact with your fans and sell them NFTs and display NFTs and give them a reason to interact with you, all from your social media bio. So, for example, there's a mini app called NFT Locked Audio, where you can create a track, and the only people who have access to this track are people that own a specific NFT from a collection that you've curated, right? And so maybe somebody created or bought an NFT from you and you're like, I want to reward them. Well, that app helps you to do that right from your Instagram bio. How crazy is that? And they've got the same for locked video. Not only do they have apps that help you engage with existing NFTs, but they have apps that help you create NFTs and mint NFTs. You can display your NFT storefront via OpenSea, and you could even have fans create NFTs featuring your works if you so desire, all from the link in your description or your bio. So that is crazy technology, and that's something you definitely need to try out. If you do not have a Koji profile yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go to withkoji.com or just use the link in the description below to learn more. And thanks again to Koji for sponsoring this video. Now, let's talk about what you need to do to really present yourself in the best way to capitalize on these NFTs. So one misconception is that NFTs are going to generate some insane amount of money without you doing the work. Chances are, if you're not doing well in your regular everyday music career, you're not going to just mint an NFT and suddenly be doing that much better, right? Because the people who buy NFTs, they're early adopters, they're tastemakers, and they're people who like to see independent artists grow. So they work best if you already have some level of notoriety. Now, you might not be a regional superstar or even, widely known in one specific geographic area. But if you have a solid web presence, if you have a solid fan base, you're a lot more likely to do better. And there is some sort of a promotional boost that you might be able to get from the actual platforms that you're selling your NFTs on. But as just a rule of thumb, if you're not doing well in the real world, you're not going to do well on Web3. So you need to have a good focus on marketing and on your target audience before you jump into this world trying to, make $1 million or whatever it is, right? But if you already do have some sort of, notoriety popping for yourself, you've got access to an audience, if you've got fans who are willing to support you, then what you really should do, I think the best application for NFTs is as a sort of reward for superfans or an experience for superfans, right? NFTs are expensive. So the only people who, unless they're like just collectors of art in general, the people who are going to be buying your NFTs are your diehard fans. So you want to make sure you're engaging with them. You want to make sure you're talking to them, and you want to make sure you're giving them a reason to want to support you in this way. I talk about it all the time, but a well-engaged fan base is the key that unlocks any door in the music industry, including the door to being profitable in Web3. So I hope this video helped you out. Like I said, there's links to the article in the description below, as well as links to Koji, so you can create your profile and get started in Web3, kind of dip your toe in the pool if you would like. But all of that's in the description below, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Until then, be safe, be well, keep dreaming, and work hard to make those music business dreams your reality. Peace.